Oh, well, this is Ryder here to review the Fresh Pine Lockseed from the Kamen Gaim Hyper Battle video, or DVD. Again, the full name will be in the description. But yeah, remember the times when we actually had 2 items for a Hyper Battle DVD? No. Well, I mean, technically the last time was Geats. But that doesn't count. I mean, well, I'll get to it. But yeah, so this was actually the second Lockseed to be connected to the Hyper Battle DVD. However, this wasn't a Telvikun pack-in. This was a Yochi-en pack-in, which was another magazine thing and such. Yochi-en didn't get as much because I think they only had this and Mega Max Flare, if I recall. But anyways, let's just zoom out so then you can actually see the light. But yeah, you would have expected Fresh Banana, but obviously the whole gag was that Kaito was never able to power his Lockseeds because instead it just powered up Pine and such. So Pine follows the same scheme. It has a translucent black body with the nice metallic yellow and the translucent pine at the front. Again, it's the same body. This is still just a buildable Lockseed. If you want to see more, if you want to hear me talk more in depth about the comparisons, go watch the Fresh Orange Lockseed from 2 hours ago. Obviously, this still comprises of the same body, so it still has this and such. Open it up. This one's actually a lot better, but it's probably because I didn't take it apart as much. This one obviously still carries the same specifications of like the sparkliness and freshness of the pine, which again I really like. I still really like the holographic sticker. And again, the arms weapon down here again is still the pine iron, but we get a silhouette of pine arms and such, which is pretty cool. So obviously, I think even though we never got to see this one, I think conceptually we know that he's just gonna obtain 2 pine irons, which is kind of insane. Jeez. And here we go with DX Pine. I think like it's just really interesting to have this one in hand because it really shows how flat this one is and such, because I always thought it would have been thicker. But other than that, you know, pretty standard. Obviously, this is not spring loaded, so it's gonna be a lot more difficult to like close it up and open it up once in a while. But again, this one they actually had to rearrange it, which is pretty interesting and such. So here we go with the sounds. Let's use this in the Sengoku jar. Obviously, it's like Gaim's at the bottom, so of course we have to use it. But I mean, you can give it to Ryugen for funsies. Sorry. So there we have the transformation of Gaim Fresh Pine Arms, which I think I forgot to say during the Fresh Orange Lockseed, is that obviously the transformations are the exact same. It's just that there's more emphasis to it, and obviously it's just fresh and such. And that also carries to the finishers. So again, we have to do this 5 times. And then 6 with the sparking. And oh wait. It just talks about how the fresh pine Lockseed is a special item corresponding to the Yojien issue. Obviously, you can't. I should have said this too. I think it's common sense. Obviously, you can't use these in the weapons and such. But yeah, overall, you know, like, I think talking about both fresh orange and fresh pine, like, obviously these were probably really easy of them to do, just because sound-wise they didn't have to do much. He just had to re-record the same phrases, but just say fresh. But other than that, like, I still like this Lockseed. I like the color. Like, the color is pretty, like, you know, neat overall. I like the metallic yellow and such. It would have been cool if we got a fresh banana or just had a entire lineage of fresh Lockseeds, because honestly I think the concept of them is pretty cool. It just makes sense. But yeah, I can get this one not being as desirable just because of the fact that it wasn't used in the show as the temperature overheats. But I still recommend just like having like these two Lockseeds together and such, because they're a really nice pair. I actually got this off of Macari via Bai, I think at this point 3 years ago. I got this at the same order I got my Zangetsu faceplate on. I got this one for about like $8, I believe, which I think added up to like $10 and such, which is again like pretty good and such. I had to supply the batteries obviously, but like I mean I didn't mind. But like, you know, like overall, like, it's a pretty neat pickup and such. There was gonna be something I was supposed to say like with the finishers, but I genuinely don't remember. And I'll advise this now. Obviously, when we get to the demos, like when we get to the week of the demos, for this day in particular, it's going to be weird because obviously I've already covered the fresh orange Lockseed twice. So instead, you're only going to get the demo for fresh pine, just because I never covered fresh pine before. So I just want to advise, you're not like, I didn't like forget to upload anything or whatnot. Like, I generally just don't know what to pair up with fresh pine. So fresh pine's demo is going to be just by itself, just because the scheduling and such. But I digress. I'll have to do this review. This is Ryder. I'll leave people.